RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
What's up? All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Sorry I'm late again. I swear to God. The camera. I'm not kidding. The camera wasn't working, and all right. I'm hot. I'm hot because my blood pressure was rising because I was trying to get the camera to work. All right, and I was looking at the time. Thank you for hanging out. This is Tara Devlin, unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity, and don't we need that? It's gonna be a good show tonight, I have a feeling, because I'm in a really pissy mood. So that usually makes for a good show. And I want to thank you for your support. Thank you. I see the chat room filling up. Nice to see you, Ed. First one in, last one out. That's how you do it. Thank you so much. Nice to see you, JD. Thank you so much for hanging out, you lucky bastard who lives across the pond. Thank you, Haiku, for being here and being a moderator, keeping the chat room safe. So if you're on other platforms or wherever the hell you are, come on over to youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster and hang out in the greatest chat room in American history. There's little Boudica. She's sleeping. She's a good girl. When she wakes up, she'll be annoying. All right. How's it sounding? Is everything okay? Okay. All right. And thank you, Charlie, of course, from APS Radio News for everything you do to keep the show going and growing and me sane and keeping the community cats always in your generosity and consideration. Sometimes I feel like hanging it up and just doing a show about cats. Maybe we should do that. I don't know. Fuck it. Where do we begin? You know what I'm sick of? Let's start there. The fact that, okay, Traitor Trump, he's a traitor, and it's already a shit show. Okay? The fact that this con man is picking horrible, the worst, the most unqualified grifters for important posts says everything that we need to know about them. And I've been saying it. You've been repeating it. We've all been saying it for years that, when they talk about they hate government or small government, what they really mean is that they hate democracy. And it's getting, they only like democracy when they win. And so I actually called up Tom Hartman again yesterday because I was in a mood, but I don't know. He really didn't let me say what I wanted to say. And what I had spoke to the screener about, what I wanted to talk about was, because everybody's doing the after action report and review of what happened, why the Democrats lost. But the fact is they didn't. So here's the thing, it's still a 50-50 country. He received more votes, yes, but he still received 4 million less votes than he got the last time. So what happened for Democrats is a lot of Democrats didn't show up. And, shame on them. Shame on them. And there's a lot of misperception out there. These people who maybe they don't consider themselves maggots, but they voted for the con man because they think he's going to shake things up and the government, isn't working for them. So they want to send a wrecking ball in. And they think that Trump is on their side, which is so, it's so tragic, really, because, he's a con man. So, but clearly, it doesn't matter what you do. It matters what you say you do. And this is really what I wanted to say to Tom Hartman, but he wouldn't let me say it because he was like, I guess he didn't want me to be negative about the Democratic Party. I wasn't trying to be negative. What I was trying to say is that the Democrats need to fight. They need to own the fact that they created the middle class. That Democratic policies brought us a time in American history called the Great Prosperity, that the conservative policies destroyed. And the Democrats, and one thing I was able to say was that it seems to me that the Democrats have they're more interested, or it seems that they have a more vested interest in rehabbing or elevating the Republican brand than the Republicans themselves. And that's really frustrating. Even the peaceful transfer of power. Okay, the peaceful transfer of power only happens when Democrats lose, you see? And the thing that really irritated me when the con man met Joe Biden at the White House, here we go again, modeling good behavior. And Joe Biden says, you can't love your country only when you win. Yeah, I get it. But that doesn't change what we're dealing with. And all along, Joe Biden and Harris and the Democrats have been telling us what a danger to democracy Traitor Trump is, that he's a fascist. And not just the Democrats telling us this, the people who worked with the con man, who saw him in action, his chief of staff, his secretary of defense, the people who are in his cabinet, not just a couple of them, a more than a handful, said he's got a fundamental disdain for the American way of life, that he has an admiration for dictators, a very concerning admiration for dictators, that he has a complete misunderstanding of what government does, what his powers are, the checks and balances of government. He hates that. He has a fundamental disdain for it, that he is fascist to the core. That's not Joe Biden saying that. That's Mark Kelly. That's his longest running chief of staff, who Traitor Trump hired. So it doesn't change the fact that we have a peaceful transfer of power. When Traitor Trump welcomes the con man to the Oval Office, you know what? He should have said something to his face, that this doesn't, change the fact that this only goes one way. That when Joe Biden won, he should have reminded the American people, you didn't extend me the same courtesy. So I really do hope you may have learned your lesson, because we're still concerned whether or not you have an understanding of what it means to be the president, that you're not a dictator. And I don't know why he wouldn't say anything like that. And this is what I wish when I look back. And I always say that I wish the Democrats would listen to this show and take these talking points, because take out the curses. Yeah, I guess. Take out the F words. But you don't have to take out the unapologetic nature of the fact that you're on the right side of history. And there's nothing, you don't have to bring Republicans along. You don't have to model good behavior for them. They're not a great party that's done so much good for America. They haven't done a single thing for this country. And in fact, they're dragging us back, and they're doing it again. They're going to drag us back to the Dark Ages. That's the country they want. That is the system they want. And it's not me saying it, but it's them proving it through their actions. Because everything they say about us, they lie about us. They never, they have no qualms making shit up. about what Democrats are. They can't even say the damn name of the party. And this is what I wanted to say to Tom, too. And because, as we know, excuse me, I got something in my eye, but because Tom Hartman has a very large audience, and I'm sure that Democrats in the halls of power listen to him. And I wanted to say that the Democrats, for example, when a couple of things, when Harris was interviewed by Brett Baer, and one of the missed opportunities I feel with the Democrats is that they it feels to me that they leave a lot unsaid. Wait, hold on a second. Here's the music. We'll be right back. This is Tara Devlin, Unapologetic Liberal Talk. So it seems to me that it's almost as if they expect the American people to know by osmosis that, oh, that's a lie, and you can disregard that. Clearly they don't. I mean, these are people that are listening to a group of kooks who say that Democrats control the weather. They control the weather. Right? And they say, oh, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people who live there. They took that over, we want to give you $25,000 to buy your first home. And expand health care and everything else that was on the table, including a green infrastructure in this country. That's all gone now. They're doing away with it. And get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for when the traitor pardons all of the traitors who are in prison now, the ones who pled guilty for crimes like conspiracy against the United States and seditious conspiracy. He's going to pardon them because there was supposed to be some more sentencing today of some January 6th traitors. Now, I don't know what the fuck is taking them so long, but here we are. Thanks, Merrick the Meek. This should have been resolved 3 years ago. He should be in prison, this freaking disgusting traitor, instead of getting ready to stain the Oval Office again. And he's not even the president, by the way. You see, we have a President Musk. I mean, what offense? The offense of this fucking billionaire. He's not even an American-born citizen, right? He doesn't give a shit about you or anybody else but himself. If he did, he would take one of those billions, just shave one of those billions right off the top. And then you don't have to fire anybody in the fucking government efficiency. Because that's the only thing that they're going to do. And even if they fire everybody, it still doesn't put a dent in the deficit that dirtbag heaped upon us that they supposedly care so much about. $4 trillion, he added. I mean, these people, they're clueless. They're nothing but ideologues. In theory, it may sound interesting, but in practice, hang on, booby. And that's what I say is that I don't, you know what? I want those leopards to eat those faces. Eat them up, yum, yum. Eat them up, leopards. It couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of dumbasses. But unfortunately, good people are gonna get hurt. I will cry and I'll do what I can for the good people. Not for the maggots. Not for the idiots who asked for it. And we'll get to that too, because there's a lot of regret going on now too. People are like, oh wait, me? Oh, you want to do away with the Department of Education? I'm a union teacher. What is wrong with you? See, if it's all about self-interest, then, you would think they would have a clue. See, I have the ability, unfortunately, I guess, because, greed is the only American value, but I have the ability to feel empathy for people. And I actually care, To me, I feel like it's a disgrace that we live in a country where people needlessly die without health care and homeless on the streets. And, a friend of mine was saying, like, what about homeless vets? We have all this money for the migrants. This is the scam that they say, that they spread on right-wing media. We have all this money for the migrants, but there are homeless vets. You think there are homeless vets because there are migrants coming to the country? There are immigrants coming? That's what they think. That's what they've been told. With the oldest trick in the book, divide and conquer. Kick down. It's your DoorDash driver, your DoorDash delivery guy. He's your problem, not Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Not them. They're not your problem. Oh, those great billionaires, they care so much about you that they're going to fire your ass without a second thought. Oh, a short-term pain for long-term prosperity. Remind yourself of that when you have to move Granny back home because there's no more Medicaid. Or wherever you land, good luck. Whatever's going to keep you with your head above water, believe me, it won't be Republican policies. It'll be the Democratic policies that you destroy, that you're trying to destroy with your stupid vote. When they all get fired and then they all get on unemployment insurance, will any of them have a single thought of thank you to Democrats for making that possible? No, of course not. They'll think, billionaires felt like trickling it upon them by osmosis. So when there are many missed opportunities for the Democrats, for example, and they better start fighting. This is the bottom line, and stop trying to rehab the Republicans. And because the fact is, we're in this boat not because I don't know, the Democrats don't have a message. Well, yeah, they have a message. They just don't know how to say it seems, and frame it. But they also have to understand that there's an entire apparatus, that there's one half of the country is deliberately consuming right-wing propaganda. That's where they're getting this information from. This misinformation, this malinformation. They're not, where are they getting it from? They're not pulling it out of their heads, their empty heads. They're pulling it out of some stupid meme that was created in the bowels of the Kremlin, that their stupid maggot uncle sent them. About some trans person was getting all kinds of surgeries, but you can't get Medicare, or you're living Social Security check to Social Security check. Why can't they? But they give me more Social Security. Well, guess what, booby? You think the Republicans are going to give you Social Security, a raise? You finally got a raise this year on your Social Security because of Democrats, you ungrateful goons. Jesus Christ. I'm so sick of it. I can't take it. But this is because the Democrats refuse to take credit where credit is due. They're so busy bringing the Republicans along. Oh, a bipartisan this, a bipartisan that. Nobody cares about bipartisan. As you can tell, when the Democrats, when the Republicans, the shoe's on the other foot, the Republicans, you think they give a shit? They talk about, oh, we did this bipartisanly. No. They take credit for Democratic policies, and then they turn around and spit in the fucking Democratic eye. That's what they do. They won't even say the name of the Democratic Party. They call us evil and all these other, everything but our names. Hold on, this is Tara Devlin. Become a patron at patreon.com/taradevil. Somebody do it, please. Now, there's patrons. You won't be alone, but I'm getting sick and tired of it. I'm getting sick and tired. Maybe I should just bug out, man. That's how I really think of that. Should I just bug out and just go to Ireland, cut the show, bye. The country's done. I'm done. Take my dumb ass to the old country and worry about the cats. Do some, work on the cats or something, do some volunteer. Never looking back. A second thought. I don't know. Maybe. Please become a patron. I don't know. I just keep saying, please become a patron. And here we are. But so the Democrats, for example, here's what they should have done. And I wish that they would, listen to me for once in my rotten life. But instead, here's the missed opportunity. When Harris went, when she was interviewed, or whatever you call it, by Bret Baier, remember when he was treating her like the uppity bitch that he thought she is, right? Because she's a woman and woman of color, and she doesn't know her place. So he was interrupting her, like, because he's a man, and he didn't do that to Trader Trump. He was basically doing what Trader Trump does to Putin behind closed doors. But they so when Bret Baier asked Harris, well, half the country supports the tax cheating, draft dodging, wannabe dictator, convicted felon, convicted rapist, con man. I mean, he didn't say it like that, but half the country supports our dear leader, our glorious dear leader who can do no wrong. And are they stupid? He asked. And she said, no, I would never call the American people stupid. What she should have said was, no, they're not stupid. They're misinformed. And, with all due respect, Brett, or whatever the fuck your name is, they are being deliberately misinformed right here on this network. And let's not forget, this is a network that had to pay the largest fine in American history for lying to its viewers. And they also argued in court that no reasonable person would believe the things that come out of Tucker Carlson's mouth, for example. That he was not a news. He wasn't spreading news. He's an outrage machine. So, that's just a fact. And a lot of Americans are also listening to right-wing media pundits like podcasters and influencers who are literally being funded by the Kremlin. Why didn't she say that? That is a fact. They're being funded by the Kremlin, and you got to ask yourself, why do America's enemies, why do the enemies of democracy, why do anti-democratic foreign dictators have such an interest in getting Trump elected? You would, if you're a patriot, I beg you to ask yourself that question. Because Trump likes to say everything is fake news, but when other news outlets, actually, if they say something that isn't true, they have standards and practices and they rectify it. But here, you lied. This is a network that lied for 2 years to their viewers that the election was stolen until they went to court. They were dragged into court and they had to pay a fine. So, I'm not saying they're stupid. They're just being misinformed. And as we know through the lessons of history, propaganda works. So that's what the Democrats should have said. I mean, they could have just take it piecemeal, but pound that fact into the empty heads of the American sheeple, because they're not going to know this. Trader Trump isn't telling them this. They're not hearing that on Fox News, of course. Fox News isn't going to tell them that they had to pay the largest fine in American history for lying to its victims/viewers. No. They're the Democrats miss all of these opportunities. I have no idea why they wouldn't repeat that on loop and ask and just challenge the American people to, ask yourself, why does Putin want Trump elected so badly? What did they say? And we talk about it on the show. I don't hear other media, I mean, even small shows like this, I don't hear them reminding the American people that traitor Trump met in secret with Putin with no Americans present and confiscated the transcript. I know that Nancy Pelosi says all roads lead to Putin with traitor Trump, but that's where they leave it. They don't say anything. I mean, while the right-wingers are doing everything but, calling Nancy Pelosi by her name, they're vilifying her, calling her evil and twisted and sick. And they do that to all Democrats. So you have one half of the country that is listening to this nonstop propaganda against Democrats, calling Democrats everything, right? But evil, twisted, degenerate. And there's no pushback on the other side. Instead, you get Harris going out with Liz Cheney. Okay. But that doesn't spread the good news of, we got to stand up against democracy. So the other missed opportunity is, again, this is what I wish I was going to say on Tom Hartman's show. That's why I don't know, got to share this show with your friends. Get the word out. I keep asking. I just don't understand why... I don't know, whatever. Save it for my shrink. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the Democrat Party thing. That's another thing that really, and we talk about it on this show, but what really gets on my nerves, it's not just because the Republicans are unfit, they are. And they can't call the Democratic Party by its name. It's canon for these filthy fascists. You cannot say the name Democratic Party. That's the name of the party. So the every time they go on about the Democrat Party, I should say, and the Democrats don't say anything. Even during the debate, the con man called the Democratic Party the Democrat Party. And there was another missed opportunity. Because you know what you got to do with that shit, Democrats, if you're listening, is you got to judo that shit. Use their own energy against them. When they call when they say Democrat Party, the Democrat has an obligation to say, well, there they go again. As I say, okay, let me put it this way. They have nothing to offer the American people but little babyish taunts like Democrat Party. They can't even say the name of the Democratic Party. So how do you expect them to be able to govern? It's like trying to govern with a bunch of schoolyard bullies who offer nothing. And that goes to show you right there. So every time they say Democrat Party, the American people will hear it. Because a lot of people actually think that now, because that's all they say, they think that the name of the party is the Democrat Party. And they use Democrat as an adjective. Like, oh, Democrat, oh, you're the Democrat representative. That's not an adjective. It's Democratic representative, the Democratic Supreme Court justice, the Democratic choice, the Democratic parking lot. It's not the Democrat. Democrat is a noun. But, you know, they were told by, I guess, Lee Atwater, Frank Luntz, that you don't say Democratic Party because that sounds too nice. You say Democrat Party because it sounds hard and it emphasizes the rat. You know, bunch of rats who gave you Social Security and Medicare and protected your pre-existing conditions from the fucking greed-centered ghouls in the insurance racket. You know, bunch of rats that were the ones that solidified the 8-hour workday and the weekend into the American experience. You know, bunch of rats. I'm sick of it. Hold on. We'll be right back. This is Tara Devlin. Become a patron, or I'm going to have an aneurysm. Or you can give the show a good review on iTunes. And nice to see you there, Twisted Nerves Painting. I hope you're feeling better. Right. Can you believe what the Democrats made Trump do to us? Right? Maggots in 2026? Haiku writes. Exactly. That's what it's going to be, because they will figure out a way to blame Democrats for whatever, for all the pain that's coming for them. That's for sure. But, you know, as far as the Democrat part, and it's the same thing with abortion. Why the Democrats don't disarm Republicans of that pro-life moniker that they don't deserve. They're not pro-life. Abortions are up in the country. So is the infant mortality rate. It's only going to get worse. Boobies, I hate to tell you. We're in for a rough 4 years. It's heartbreaking, and I'm pissed off. I have no forgiveness. I do not forgive. I do not forget. Those who voted for this, people in my family, I feel like a betrayal. I don't even want to know. Because I have suspicions. I have a suspicion that my cousin, that I am relatively close to, voted for the con man. I don't know why. I thought she liked her kids. Thought she liked freedom, decency, being able to see a doctor. I don't know. Well, she lives in a big house, put it that way. But it's cuckoo land. We're living in bizarro world over here, where the billionaires who couldn't give a shit about the American people, who've done nothing but funnel more money into their own pockets while leaving everyone behind. They're gonna save the American working class. These are people that laughed in your faces when remember Trader Trump. They were he was so impressed how Elon Musk would fire all those nasty union people that wanted to strike. Oh, you got something for him, right, boss? It's not a Christmas turkey either. It's a pink slip. And lots of pink slips are coming, too. And you know what's coming back? Polio, measles, mumps, rubella. It's going to be a fun 4 years. And when your little darling gets polio, I will feel bad for the child because they had no choice. They didn't want to be born to a bunch of maggots into a shitty country where people vote for their own demise. And let's not forget. Now, the traitors, the Republicans in general, they claim a mandate no matter what. They in 2001 they claimed a mandate when the goddamn Supreme Court shoved that scumbag George W. Bush into the presidency. That's when we should have all taken to the streets, you know? But that's how they got us. It's divide and conquer. In other countries, they get it. because the ruling class does something like that and the entire society shuts down. You know, the trucks stop on the roads and the people don't go to work and everybody just sits down and doesn't move. And the whole economy grinds to a halt for a day just to let the big moneyed interests, the privileged princes in the ivory tower, know who actually makes the world go round. But we don't do that here because of our silos of information, because of the propaganda outlets like Fox News. They have us so thoroughly divided that, you know, they vote against their own better interests. You know, they attack the people who are actually trying to throw them a lifeline, to do something for them. You know, and we can all criticize the Democrats, and we do, and I'm doing it, but you know, they're at least trying. What do the Republicans do? They are openly corrupt, unfit. And just by the way that they're putting, I mean, he's putting all these unqualified traitors in positions that they're not in there to help you. They're not in there to help the working maggot. They're in there for the revenge tour, to destroy everything. So anyone who works in the Justice Department, who works in the FBI or whoever, and they voted for him, works in the Department of Education as a teacher or anything else on the periphery, shame on you for voting for him. Shame on you. You will get what you deserve, but good people will be hurt too. And you're not one of them. You're not a good person. You're not. I'm sorry. It's not your economic insecurity. Something else is wrong with you. Maybe you're willfully ignorant. Maybe you're a racist. It's one of these. It's got, you know, there's got to be a reason. You're not paying attention, clearly. You think it won't happen to you? But that's the problem. You know, it takes a level of maturity to function in a free democratic society. E pluribus unum. Leave no one behind. You know, out of many, one. You're supposed to have the just a little bit of the ability to put yourself in your fellow's shoes. What? I bet they can't do it. Oh, the eggs, the price of eggs. If I hear about the effing price of eggs, just wait. Wait for the tariffs, you dumb bastards, because there's a lot of food here in that we don't make. We don't make this. That's imported. Wait till the tariffs, when he puts the tariffs on Mexico and all this other shit they're talking about. Although I'm sure they'll blame, they'll blame Democrats for that too. But no, they have it all. The House, the Senate, the presidency, the Supreme Court. This is all your ball game now, bubbies. But the fact is, they don't have a mandate. I don't care what they say, but even as we saw, in the so-called liberal media, which is not the liberal media. This is the liberal media. You're looking at it. But what's not the Fox News media, they even say, decisive win, mandate. He doesn't have a mandate. It's a 50-50 country still. Yeah, he won, sadly. There's a lot of reasons, and some of them are because of what I'm talking about here. There's a lot of bigotry, there's misogyny, and misinformation. Misinformation is what is killing this country. That's why they're going after the Department of Education. But do you ever hear? They've been doing that for years. They've been going after the Department of Education for years. My entire life, I've heard them cry and whine about government schools. And I've never heard the Democrats push back as I push back and say, yeah, it's the pillars of democracy that they hate. In order to have a democracy, you need an educated populace. That's why they attack so-called government schools. But, go roll back roll back 100 years. Education is a providence of the rich. All of this, a childhood, this is a modern invention. But don't worry, they're working on it. They are working on it. That's why they are pouring all their time and money into they're going to destroy the Department of Education because they need more Republican voters. Like all they say about the Democrat. And even I told you my friend who who's gay and also, for whatever reasons, listens to right-wing radio. And therefore and thereby his brain is rotten. He's got a lot of cuckoo misconceived or misconceptions in his brain because he's got, he's just a high school graduate. He's not he never went to college. He doesn't read for fun or whatever. He gets his, he graduated meme university. He gets his news, so-called, from right-wing radio that lies to him. So, he said something like, I was telling you about the veterans. Oh, well, we got homeless vets and then these migrants are, because they tell them that the migrants are getting everything, that they're being put up in 4-star hotels. I'm like, you really believe that? They do. They do. But it's incredible. And, all right, let's see. This is Tara Devlin. Yeah. Become a patron. Follow me on Blue Sky. I'm going on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky. It's good. I think what's my handle there? It's actually nice being there. I don't know if you've been there yet, but it's like Twitter. I think the guy who created Twitter made it. One of the people who made Twitter made this. It's good. It's like the good old days of Twitter, except I tried to get the show to stream there, but I wasn't able to. I don't think it has that yet. So it's still kind of they're working on it, but it's like the good old days of Twitter but no Nazis and stuff. It's great. You're not arguing with Russian bots. And that's the other thing. I'm sorry. I know. I don't mean to harp on it, but why doesn't the Democratic Party continuously harp on that? Harp on the fact that, Russia is flooding our social media with propaganda, with pro-Trump propaganda. Why? Why did they do that? I mean, I know it's too late now, but what about, you got to fight fire with fire. You don't fight fire with strongly worded, statements about we respect the peaceful transfer of power. We only respect the peaceful transfer of power when Democrats lose, right? Because now the maggots, they're all saying, oh, you just got to get over it. Can't we all come together? No, we can't. Not until you start saying the name of the Democratic Party. That would be a start. And until you act like you have a vested interest in a functioning democracy, not a shit show that's actually run by Elon Musk. I mean, what an offense. What a disgrace. Elon Musk is meeting with the Iranian ambassador. Elon Musk is getting on the phone with Zelensky and Putin. This is an abomination. But you voted for it. You voted for it. And you should be ashamed. Anybody who voted for that, I blame you. I blame you. You have no excuse. You go on the internet and you fall into a trap. You fell into Putin's trap. And they don't, you would think, well, this is what the Democrats should have said. Why? Remind people, why is it? When you go on Twitter, you're arguing with Russian bots and Russian psyops operators. I mean, why not? Why not tell people? It's not a lie, it's the truth. But they never talked about it. If you think, let me ask you, if the shoe was on the other foot, if, let's say, CNN had to pay the largest fine in American history for lying to its viewers, do you think that the Republicans would ever stop repeating it? Anybody I see in the back over there? No, I don't see. No one's disagreeing. Do you think if the Department of Homeland Security came out and said and told the American people, warning, these right-wing influencers are being paid by the Kremlin. These are useless idiots in America's destruction. Do you think that the Republicans would ever stop repeating it? Right? Right. Like if Russians were funding me, you know what they were giving them? $100,000 a month in some cases. For what? To make one video or two videos a week? It was actually more, and then they would get bonuses. I mean, what? That's what I always tell you. We don't have big billionaire benefactors. I'm not kidding. We have each other because we're fighting for decency and democracy. We're actually trying to help the American people, not the billionaires. If I sat here and I did conservative lies, trust me, I wouldn't have to say, please become a patron ever again. It's true. That's what they do. That because the billionaires and obviously Putin, they're taking over this country without firing a shot. All because the conservatives just open the door and let them in. Just like all over the, in the 20th century when the Nazis rolled over Europe and they found willing, complicit partners in the domestic conservative power structure. They were complicit. Yep, but yeah, Merrick the Meek. Exactly. It's incredible. How is it that... And Tim Pool and these others who were being funded by the Kremlin, they're still on. They didn't lose a single listener and viewer. Not at all. None of them. And then all they had to do was say, oh, fake news. Right? And, oh, I didn't know. I was being tricked too. One of them said, really? You thought you were that good? And they don't ask themselves, even after the fact, when it's disclosed to them, which I have, I'm a little suspicious, whether they were the useless idiots or the willing participants. But they're like, oh, I was tricked too. So why wouldn't you take a moment and look yourself in the mirror and say, geez, why is it that Russia is funding me? They're giving me all this money to bash Democrats all the time and praise the dear leader, traitor Trump. And you call yourself a patriot, and you're being paid by America's enemies. And I know, listen, the Republicans, Trump, and the right-wing fascist media punditry and the influencers, they love Putin. They're like, Putin's not our enemy. Joe Biden's our enemy. The enemy from within. But as if they're not getting that message directly from Putin himself. But they swallow it, hook, line, and sinker, and run with it. And they should be ashamed. If you're an actual patriot, you should be ashamed. But it goes back to my original thesis in general, that Republicans, they don't like America. They never did. They hate this country. That's why they're destroying her from the inside. That's why they're taking everything that actually made America great and rolling it back to the Dark Ages. That's why they hate the very essence of America, founded as a nation of immigrants. They hate that. That didn't just happen. It's the nature of the beast. Unless you're a Native American, you came from somewhere else. Your ancestors came here from somewhere else. That is just the way it is. But they hate that. It's, you hate yourself. But they call themselves patriots. All the while dismantling everything decent, dismantling the grand experiment, turning it into the system, the very thing that this country is supposed to be an antidote to. The tyranny of the big moneyed interests, the tyranny of the intergenerational aristocracy, combined with the oppressive religious authority that kept Western civilization in bondage for 2,000 years. That's what this country was founded as an antidote to. And in all its flaws, of course. But you can't escape. That is the fact, except the Republicans like to rewrite history. That's why they say, we were founded on Judeo-Christian values. No, we weren't. We were founded as a secular nation, birthed in the liberal age of enlightenment, not the ancient book of fables. They were heavily influenced by Enlightenment principles. Without the Enlightenment, there would be no America. We had the Bible all that time, thousands of years, right? But no America. The only thing that came out of the Bible was another justification from the entwined government and church to tell the sheeple and the plebs, don't rise up against your betters, because this is the way God wants it. Hold on. This is Tara Devlin. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin, or whatever, or don't, or give the show a good review. I gotta say these things. And thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for never letting me down. At least we got Charlie. We always got each other, Charlie. Don't worry. What a world, what a world. Let's see. Yeah, so the founders didn't rely on the Bible when crafting the Constitution. Okay? Of course, it was the times. They were men of their times, but this is the Constitution is a secular document. Even in the debates, the Enlightenment, they weren't talking about the Bible. They were talking about John Locke, Montesquieu, right? Rousseau, natural rights, the separation of powers, the rights of man, right? They weren't talking about you toil in the field, don't pester your betters, your natural sovereign Lord, and await your rewards in heaven. That's what the Bible talked about. That's what they did. That's what they used to keep people in their place. The Constitution has zero references to God, Christianity, or the Bible. So tell me again. The Constitution is founded on Judeo-Christian values. The founders were deliberately creating a secular government because they came from a government. That's what they were escaping. A government where the church and state were intertwined. And they saw how it violated the rights of man. They say, oh, our creator, right? Oh, that's what they say. They don't talk about God or the Bible or Christ or Jesus. It says we are endowed by, everyone was born, with value. That's what they're saying, basically. Except, I guess, if you had darker pigment at the time or a vagina. So, but let's not get technical at this moment. The closer we get to a more perfect union, that's when the Republicans freak out. That's when conservatives don't want nothing to do with it. They would rather throw the whole thing out and go back to the olden days, the good old days, otherwise known as the Dark Ages, for the rest of us. Oh, Jesus Christ. In fact, the only time, now that I'm thinking about it, that the only clause in the Constitution that talks about religion is the one that prohibits religious tests for public office. So, yep. First Amendment, right? The Establishment Clause establishes the free exercise of religion to prevent government interference in religion and vice versa. Like, go pray in your closet like your Jesus told you to do. Stop praying in the public sphere, in the public school. Stop shoving your fake love of Christ down our throats. I wish you love Christ. I really do. Because then you would pray in your closet. Then you wouldn't be horrible. You'd say the name of the Democratic Party, right? Because you'd be sincere partners in trying to create a more perfect union and leave no one behind, that kind of stuff, e pluribus unum and all. You'd have, you'd know your where you leave your Christianity. It could advise you, but if that's the case, that would be great. If you were actually Christians, we'd have universal health care already. We'd have retirement security, days off, maternity leave, paternity leave. We'd be able to take a vacation. Paid vacation. We're the only country on earth that doesn't have that. Get ready for not having it for the next 4 years. That was another thing that was on the Harris agenda. Paid family leave, finally. This country is in for a ride, and we will get what we deserve. I really hate that, though, because we don't deserve it. They deserve it. I hate getting what they deserve. I don't deserve this. What the hell did I do? Except work my ass off, wear the uniform of this damn country, and that's what breaks my heart, because I feel so betrayed. And I guess it's my own fault, because I feel I had this other, I guess I'm just a naive, just had a different view of what this country, what I was fighting for. I really believed, we're fighting for, not, when you boil it down, I get it. But I really believed in the Constitution. This is a free country where, we may not be perfect, but we're trying. And I had more faith. That's what really breaks my heart. I really thought my country was better than this. But now I see we're not. And I feel like a sucker. I guess that's why Trump calls those who wore the uniforms suckers and losers. I guess we are. Suckers and losers who took an oath to the Constitution. And trust me, if I ever stole classified documents, where the hell would I be sitting right now? Not at Maramoron, getting my ass licked by a goddamn human caterpillar chain of Republicans and traitors. Jesus Christ. Right? Yeah, I mean, don't you think the founders had an opportunity to establish a state religion? I mean, they left a country that had a state religion. I mean, all countries, all monarchies had the religion of the king. What do you think? They were like, oops, we forgot to make a state religion? Yeah. They could have made Christianity the national religion, but they established religious liberty and the fact that there would be no religious tests. But that's not true anymore, is it? We may not have a technical, well, I guess in some states they have the religious test. We'll get to Oklahoma in a minute. But they have a new test. It's, are you sufficiently loyal to the Christ, Lord, Jesus, King, Donald Jesus Trump? The dear, glorious, dear leader. That's the test. That's the loyalty test. They do have a loyalty test now. Are you loyal to the con man, the rapist, the felon, the tax cheat, the draft dodger, the one who pantomimes fellatio on a microphone? You know, that guy. The one who they all love. They love him. Okay. I don't know why. Because I do know why. He hates the same people they do. That's why I always say, I wish they were Christian. I really do. I wish. If only. If only. Yeah. And forget climate change. I mean, what they did to the young people is just unforgivable. The whole thing it's irredeemable. And one day, and I don't change my stance that one day those who supported traitor Trump will only speak of it in shamed whispers. That day is coming. It's still coming. Trust me. A lot of you have already regretted it. But yeah, so there. I mean, where is this thing? As far as Trump is talking about, not just Trump, all of them. That there's a mandate. They don't have a mandate. Okay, Trump may have won, but it's in no way, shape, or form is it a landslide. Even though he's claiming it. I mean, they're a bunch of grifters. But here's the actual data. Trump won 312 electoral votes, which is a comfortable margin, indeed, over the 270 needed to win. However, his victory ranks relatively low in historical context. Trump's electoral college margin ranks 44th out of 60 of all presidential elections in American history. His popular vote margin, and this margin is getting tighter as they are still counting California's votes, believe it or not. So there's going to be a lot more Democratic votes coming in. But his popular vote margin puts him in 50th place out of 55 elections where the popular vote winner became the president. So it's at the bottom. This is not FDR. This is not, Reagan. It's another squeaker. So once all is said and done, they say that the margin will be about 1.5%, which is far, far from a landslide. And for comparison, Lyndon Johnson's 1964 victory with 61% of the popular vote, 61%, and a 22 percentage point margin, that's considered a landslide, not a 1.5 squeaker. Okay? He did sweep the swing states, shamefully enough. However, the margin there is also narrow. If Harris had gained just over 120,000 additional votes across Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, she would have won. You see that? So if those motherfuckers, the 12 million Democrats who did not vote, who voted in 2020, but didn't bother to vote in this election, shame on you. You are why we're here today. You lazy, whatever reason. Is that your protest vote? You didn't like Gaza? Well, wait until they're done with it. Wait until Netanyahu and Trump are done with Gaza. What did Trump talk about with Gaza? They want to make it beachfront property. Nice beachfront property there. All you got to do is get rid of all the people. And they're working on that. Stupid bastards. You stupid. Oh, you'll show us with your protest vote. I'm not going to vote at all. I don't like either one of them. They're both sides, you see. That's because, because of the propaganda, the silos of information. This is what we have. And please, if you're somebody who works for a Democrat, who's in the halls of power or whatever, please tell them to listen to me. Listen to this show. Because here's the deal. This is the truth. Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. And I know you always do. So, nothing bad. That's good. But the American people want a fighter. They want somebody who fights. They don't want somebody that's like, mealy mouth. That's the problem with the Democrats. We have the policies, I understand the Democrats. The real problem is money in politics. Money in politics is the root of all of this shit. Because if we didn't have money in politics, we wouldn't even have a filthy, disgusting, parasite, Jabba the Hutt, tax cheating, convicted rapist con man ready to swallow us alive. That's the truth. He would have had another grift. He found the perfect grift and the perfect dumbasses to feed his narcissistic supply, or to fuel it, I should say. But the people want fighters, and that's what that traitor, even though he's wrong, he's not fighting for them. He's lying to them. He's pouring lies into their empty heads, and they're running with it because, I don't know, they're too stupid to get a clue. But also, it's a lot of factors there too, because of the silos of information. And it's a cultural thing now where in certain parts of the country, because that's all they listen to, and they hang out with each other, and it's a feedback loop, a circle jerk of lies that they continuously feed each other with. And they distract each other with, the problem is a trans person in a bathroom, or a book that somebody read, or the guy who delivers your DoorDash. But you'll show them they're getting everything. They're getting gender confirmation surgeries and staying in 5-star hotels, and you can't pay for your eggs with your Social Security that you haven't had a raise until Biden came along. But okay, you want your Social Security, you want your Medicare, and it's all these others standing in the way. Otherwise, you would be rich too. They would give you enough Social Security to actually live on comfortably, which is what should happen. That's what Democrats were trying to do: raise the cap on Social Security. And that was in Harris's plan. You understand, you dumbasses, Republicans and Trump voters? That was in her plan. Raise the cap on Social Security. Have Medicare also cover eyeglasses and dental, like Bernie is talking about all the time. Expand Social Security. You could actually get a raise. But don't worry about it. Now you have the comfort of being able to misgender somebody on Twitter. You're free. You're free there. In other countries, they're free to go on a vacation, go to the doctor. They can retire. But here we hear, the veterans, how come veterans don't have roofs over their heads? Yeah, how come? I don't know, maybe fucking Elon Musk doesn't need another tax break. Maybe you should turn off right-wing radio funded by Russian psyops and read a book, Start with the history of Western civilization and go from there. Because, it's not the fact that somebody's got an extra $15 in their food stamps because why veterans don't have roofs over their heads. Everybody can have a roof over their head if we had a fair and equitable progressive taxation system and a government with representatives dedicated to promoting the general welfare over the welfare of Elon Musk and Trump's 5 donors that gave him an ungodly amount of money, more than Harris. That's the other thing I was hearing from my friend, how much money Harris had. She had so much more money. That is not true. She may have had more donors, more individual donors, but she had to compete with the billionaires, the bottomless pit of dark money. It's incredible. What do you think? Why do they want to fund? Why do billionaires want to fund these puppets? Because why? They're upset that veterans are homeless? That losers and suckers are homeless? Are you kidding me? That's what's so sickening. That's why I have a knot in my stomach, a perpetual knot, because it's so clear. If you just wipe away the cobwebs of hate that they have fucking sprayed in your eyes. For God's sakes, right? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Okay, let me see. And it's already started, the fascism. I'm trying to think where should I go here. I guess I could play, because I see the time ticking away, and we're gonna lose progressive voices soon. But let's go here. This is and then we'll go back to the Trump supporters who are regretting their vote already. But I'm laughing. I want them to. I want them to feel it. Good. The shot, see, we don't have health care. We don't have days off here. We don't have maternity leave, paternity leave, sick leave, vacation leave like other countries. Other countries get federally funded, mandated 6 weeks vacation or more. We don't have that here because, a billionaire didn't feel like trickling it on us. That was in Harris's plan, family leave, sick leave. We don't deserve that, though. We deserve bullshit. We deserve to misgender somebody. That's all that. That's freedom, you see? You don't want no socialism except for your socialist security. You don't want any. You're free. You don't need nobody holding you back by your bootstrap. I mean, it's just, I can't. The stupidity is so astonishing. But why am I surprised? I don't know. That's the disappointment. It'll sink in. Eventually. I will find my rage. It fluctuates from, it's not really, it's despair. It's a feeling of doom, impending doom. It's sadness, an overwhelming feeling of sadness, and also rage. So we don't have universal health care. We don't have family leave. We don't have the right to control our bodies, right? We don't have bodily autonomy. We don't have retirement security. We don't have maternity, paternity leave. But we do have an overabundance of schadenfreude. That's on tap around here now. That's all you get. You can misgender somebody on Twitter, and you can watch and laugh as Trumpanzees get what's coming to them, I guess. But it's already begun because Traitor Trump has emboldened the fascists, and right out of Orwell, they don't miss a beat. He's not even in office yet. But here comes Oklahoma's state superintendent of public instruction, Ryan Walters, if you remember him, of Bibles in the Classroom fame. He was I think he bought Trump Bibles too, those cheap, scammy, poorly made in China Bibles that Trump sold for $99. But I think he had them made for like $1.60 something. Right? I mean, if he's such a holy roller, wouldn't he give them away? But okay, don't listen to me. I'm just a little podcaster here, so saying please become a patron. But why Ryan Walters of Oklahoma has announced the incredibly Orwellian sounding Office of Religious Liberty and Patriotism, which is intended to promote religious liberty and patriotism, believe it or not. Can you believe it? Because there's not enough religious liberty, meaning that you can't shove your fake love of Christ down people's throats. There's supposed to be freedom. But that's too free for them. Freedom is too woke for them. They don't have the maturity to really grasp what's going on, what the whole liberal age of enlightenment, what freedom, what, separation of church and state, separation of powers. Forget that. That's gone. The Republicans they're like, when Trump says, jump, I'll play that clip, right? Where is that guy? When Trump says jump, if he says jump 5 feet and scratch our heads, we jump 5 feet and scratch our heads. I mean, absolutely. So they're just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Anyway, I can't find it. Where the hell is it? Maybe I'm looking in the wrong folder. Here it is. Open. The folder's not opening. I need a new computer. Please become a patron. All right. Yeah. Oklahoma, Ryan Walters, excuse me. Here's the video he released.
New office here in the Oklahoma State Department of Education. That will be the Office of Religious Liberty and Patriotism.
Fuck you.
For too long in this country, we've seen the radical left attack individuals' religious liberty in our schools.
Who the fuck is it? Give me one example. One. Oh, the radical left attacking religious liberty in schools. Go pray in your closet. These people can't do that because they're not getting the same bang for their buck being good people. They need the pat on the back. Exactly what the Jesus they pretend to worship told them not to do. I wish they were Christians, for God's sakes.
We will not tolerate that in Oklahoma. Your religious liberties will be protected. We've also seen patriotism mocked and a hatred for this country pushed.
What
by
are you
woke
talking about?
We will not tolerate that.
What hatred of the country? Give us one example. What they're talking about is like renaming the military bases for actual patriots and not traitors. That's what they're talking about. Whenever we make a leap forward, they find that's hatred, you see. That's hating America. When nobody hates America more than those who lack the ability to confront our problems and, as you know, to confront them and not just learn from them, try to form a more perfect union in spite of them. I mean, you have to be you have to have a level of adult in you. You have to be mature enough to be worthy of a free, modern, democratic society. Because it takes, adults to be able to look at, okay, where are we wrong? Where are we doing well? Where can we improve? Only children think everything is black or white and that you can't fix perfect, right? Because that's what they're talking about. Never, ever criticize the country, but they hate this country, you see. These are the same people that stormed the Capitol. They sent a mob to defecate and urinate in the halls of the Capitol, to trash the place. And now they're going to free those fucking traitors. They sent a mob. They lied for years, fomenting discord and division on a pack of lies. The same lies that Fox News spread and had to pay the largest fine in American history for spreading that lie. But this is it's opposite world here. And there's no, what's the Democratic pushback on this? Will they ever say, no, we're not, there is a separation of church and state in this country, and that's patriotic. You don't like that? Move to goddamn some other theocracy. You don't get to create a theocracy. But, well, what do I know? I'm just a little podcaster here. Please become a patron, but we will win one day. Hopefully I'll be alive to see it. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you, Progressive Voices. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News. Thank you, patrons. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. We stick together, we win. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat. I'll see you soon. All right, let's continue. It's absolutely outrageous and offensive. But the fact is, the Democrats would never touch this with with Trump's smaller than average mushroom, because they're afraid of offending the fake ass Christians. But why don't they stop with that shit and say, yeah, I wish you were Christian. I wish you would follow the instructions of Jesus and say, and go pray in your closet. Go help the poor. Feed the hungry. House the homeless. All you do are you put on a show. You wear your religion like a coat. You want everybody to see it and compliment you on it while doing nothing but dividing people. The radical left attack Christians where? Give us one example where the Christianity is being attacked. Because I guess the ACLU, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, that actually fights for American values, for freedom, for the diverse country that we are, that understands what the Constitution is. He took an oath to the Constitution. He did, this guy here, but he's violating it. Because he can't do anything else. It's all, you talk about virtue signaling. This is another thing I hate about the Republicans. They're always like, and when the after action reviews of the election, they're always learning the wrong lessons. The Democrats need to do this. They need to do that. The Democrats were virtue signaling, I heard. Virtue signal. What's virtue? That we don't want people to die without health care? That we don't want, women to bleed out in hospital parking lots? That we, expect that we don't just exist to make the rich richer? And the working class, the more malleable working poor, that we don't need to shove our religion down down everybody's throats because it's so fragile, right? See, it's like Trader Trump. He's always got to say what a big man he is. Look at my classified documents. Look at you. You're not pretty enough to rape, and all. Everything is all about how. Look at me. Look at what a great businessman I am. A great man. Everybody loves me. Look at my trophy wife. It's all this exterior shit because he knows inside what a fraud he is. And yes, Haiku, got a Gaydar read on this guy? Absolutely. Just like J.D. Vance. That's why they behave like this. If only everyone could just get in your place and I wouldn't have this dirty, dirty desire inside me. What does it matter? Nobody cares except you and the Republicans. If you're gay, be gay. Oh, but they got something for that too, though. They want people in the closet. They want people hating themselves and killing themselves, spending this limited lifespan. What? Pleasing them? Pleasing a sky spook in an ancient book of fables that's 2,000 years old or less? But here it gets worse. Here's Ryan. What's his name again? Well, not White. Is it White? His name just escaped me. He's the Oakley homie. Walters. Ryan Walters, Oklahoma State Superintendent of Public Instruction.
Any school in Oklahoma. We want our students to be patriotic.
We
want our students to love this country.
No, you don't. You hate this country. We want them to what? Love this country? Does that mean to be a little lickspittle to the dear leader? Right? That's what that means. It means don't be free. Don't think for yourself. Now, you want to bet that this guy called everything, called Joe Biden everything but his name? This is the same people. This is some, I'm sure, who talks about Democrat Party. And see, it's because Trader Trump. We want everyone to just acquiesce to the dear leader. It's patriotic to be an unthinking lickspittle, a useless idiot. who eagerly consumes the Russian propaganda and shares it with our maggot friends to keep them as stupid as we all are, keep us in our stupid bubble, voting against our own better interests. Until when? Until what? Maybe we wake the fuck up when the sting of the lash of autocracy hits us squarely between the stupid eyes. But let's hope they wake up. I'm sure they're already plotting to blame Democrats for everything that goes wrong.
Students' religious liberty be protected. I will now say a prayer. And to be clear, students, you don't have to join. But if you so wish, I'm going to go ahead and pray.
If you look
Dear
at
God,
this.
Thank you for all the blessings you've given our country. I pray for our leaders to make the right decisions. I pray in particular for President Donald Trump
Wow.
and his team as they continue to bring about change to the country. I pray for our parents, teachers, and kids.
Unbelievable.
They get the best education possible and live high quality lives. I also pray that we continue to teach love of country to our young people and that our students understand what makes America great and that they continue to love this country.
You scumbag. Continue to love this country and be nothing but an unthinking dullard dupe of anti-democratic foreign dictators and their puppets like goddamn traitor Trump and Tulsi Gabbard and Elon Musk. I pray that they all love this country and don't think, just say Democrat Party and join in when we're all calling Democrats evil. And oh God, we had a chance, we had a chance to have a country that we could actually be proud of. But instead, we get this bullshit. This is right out of 1984. It's right out of Mein Kampf. Gott mit uns, right? God is with us. I pray for Donald J. Trump. With their fucking stupid... They always got to put that J in there. Because it makes him sound more like manly, I guess. I don't know. More of a president and less of a dirtbag. Less of a con man. He's a con man, you stupid idiots. But, you hate Jesus. I know more about Jesus. I am more of a follower of Jesus than these people are. Like, hey, Jesus said it right here. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites, for they love to pray, standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen by men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet. And when thou hast shut the door, pray to thy Father in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. Now, if that doesn't sound like an explicit instruction, what is? I say unto you, right? But when you pray, enter into your closet and shut the door and pray in secret. Because the hypocrites want to pray in front of everyone else. They want to pray in the middle of the synagogue. They want everyone to see them because they're full of shit. Unbelievable, right? They don't even follow the the explicit instructions of the Jesus they're shoving down our throats. I wish they were Christians. I really do, guys. I really do. We would not have to be, we wouldn't be in this boat. They wouldn't have a traitor Trump standard bearer, a piece of dirt who stands over the graves of fallen soldiers with a thumbs up and a shit-eating grin. Who does that? Who holds... I was looking at these pictures. I came across them again because I had them in... I don't know. I can't find them now. Let me see. Where Trump and Melania were holding a child that was... No, Melania was holding it, of course. Not traitor Trump. Holding a child whose parents, an infant, whose parents were murdered in one of our uniquely American gun massacres. And those scumbags are holding that child, that infant, with a fucking thumbs up and a evil wall-to-wall smile. And then he's holding the picture of a kidnapped Israeli, kidnapped by Hamas, holding it up. I think it was one of the victims who they found out was dead, and he's holding up the picture. Thumbs up. Who does that? Who gives a thumbs up on a grave of fallen soldiers? Somebody who's very demented. Somebody who is a sick person. Who doesn't understand. Who's a sociopath. He doesn't understand actual human emotion. I mean, and all of this. That's why it's such an offense that anyone voted for this piece of dirt. I mean, there's absolutely no redeeming qualities. If anybody other than him did anything near what he's done, like this, we all saw this, right? What a fucking dirtbag. And for those listening on audio only, it's Trump filleting a microphone, jerking it off, and then going down on it. What a pig. And I don't want to offend pigs, because pigs are decent and good. But, really? Don't you feel proud when you see something like that? When you see your so-called president sucking a microphone? Jerking it off? Sucking it off. He's showing us his technique. Maybe that's why there was no transcript when he met in secret with Putin with no Americans present and confiscated the transcript. There was maybe nothing to hear except him slurping on Putin's thing. Disgusting. And look at those people behind him. That's what's so vile. They're laughing. Look at this guy in the back here. Right over his shoulder. Ha ha ha. Could anybody... I mean, he's blowing a dude, guys. Okay, I thought you guys didn't like that. I thought you hated gays. But there's your standard bearer going down on a dude. Hey, I'm fine, whatever. But give me a break here. The hypocrisy is bottomless. They're stunningly without morals, without decency. They have no decency. And the other thing that's really irritating, too, is that for my entire life, our entire lives, we've had to endure the Republican faux rage about everything, right? From, what about the children? When Bill Clinton had an affair in the White House. And we had to hear all the salacious details because that was Brett Kavanaugh he actually wanted to see Putin's dick. They're very sick people, these right wingers. They're really fucked up. That's why they're attracted to fascism. It's all, it's a very disturbed group of people. But they wanted to, but that all goes back to how much they hate America, because they want to disparage America. And that's what they were doing with Bill Clinton, humiliating him. What does it have to do? Because they wanted to have every salacious detail of the sex that he had with Monica Lewinsky. It had to be described in gory detail, like it was a letter to Penthouse. That was Brett Kavanaugh. Why? It has no legal relevance. Remember them? And then they all walked over. Rule of law, like the freaks from that 1930 Todd Browning film. We accept you. Rule of law. They hate the rule of law. They just like to disparage America. They want to cheapen America. And this is where we get. This is what we get. We go from that to this. And you notice, because if you respect your country, if you love your country, you don't treat the institutions like this. You don't put complete nut jobs in positions of power. But they've been doing this for so long. It goes from, the 9 most terrifying words in the English language to here we are. Government's the problem. Government. So now you're going to get it. No government. Great. No Department of Education, no Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, no EPA, no anything standing in the way of the conservative boot on your neck, of Elon Musk's boot on your neck. Oh, don't worry, he'll give you a severance pay after he pays all the other severance packages that he's being sued for not paying, I guess. I don't know. This should be on Times Square. Like this, on loop. Just play it on Times Square. Wherever he goes. And I said this to my friend who listens to right-wing radio. I'm like, this guy, he just like went down on a microphone. I mean, give me a break here. It's disgusting. And he said, well, that's got to be AI. That's the other thing. See, they don't believe it. When the truth, they got nothing else. So it's AI. Can't accept that this is a con man. This is a filthy, disgusting parasite with no business near anywhere, the halls of power. He needs to be in prison. But that ain't gonna happen. My God, where do I fucking live? And look at this lady, too, over here, laughing. You suck, people. You are a disgusting bunch of gross people. I keep posting this, like on my timeline, whenever a maggot annoys me. I'm like, hey, here you go. There's your dear leader. I should string it out on loop. Like this. See, that's sundowning, He probably, because he was playing with the microphone, it went limp, and in his mind he was like, oh, that reminds me of a penis. And then he started, because he's sundowning and he doesn't have a filter, so he thought that jerking it off, oh, I'm gonna jerk it off and go down on it, and everybody's gonna love it. Absolutely. And look at them all laughing. What are you laughing at, you lowlives? And they call us degenerate because we don't want people to die needlessly without health care. Right? You see, this is where we live. And this is the problem with Democrats, to tell you the truth. I know I got to harp on Democrats because they're constantly missing the opportunity to point it out, to tell the American people what we're dealing with, to stop trying to rehab the Republican Party. They're gone. They're lost. It's a cult. It's a death cult. They may not be stupid, but they're misinformed, and they're deliberately so. Malinformed, and they're eating it up. They're eating the propaganda from Putin's ass and spewing it out across their social media platforms. They're morons. And they should all be ashamed. And guess what? One day they will be. The ones who have a clue will be. But I hope we have something to save by the time they're through with it, really. Right? You know? History will not be kind to them. That hasn't changed. But what will we have left to rescue? And will the Democrats be up for the job? Will they finally get a clue and stop saying, oh, America needs the Republican Party? Because that's the thing. You'll never go broke betting on the Democrats to learn the wrong lesson from an election loss. You hear it on the corporate media. They're all like, oh, Democrats can't go too far left. That's what they're saying. Too far left? No. That's not the message. The message is building the working class from the ground up. These people, have you been paying attention? Because they're saying, oh, well, Trump's a fascist. But you listen to what he's peddling to the morons. You know, the snake oil he's selling is not fascism. Oh, yeah, it has the deportation camps. That's true. They like the racism. But it's also, you're going to have great health care, the jobs. You're going to be prosperous. Everybody's going to have a great, wonderful, beautiful life. You're not going to have to struggle. Eggs are going to be great. Everybody's going to get milk and eggs. And that's what they're selling them. They're selling them the social contract. They're selling them health care, Medicare, Social Security. But these idiots don't realize that you have let the wolf into the hen house. And his pack of wolves, his other pack of wolves. Oh my God. I can't wait. It hasn't started yet. Right, exactly. Haiku. Center right is radical left. Everything's radical left. But they don't have they have no examples. That's why I always say that's another thing that the media does all the time. Like that asshole just did. The radical left they hate America, they're attacking Christians. Well, give us an example. If it's happening, it must be rampant. Give us one example at least. Point to it. I mean, I don't just stand here and say the Republicans hate America. We got the receipts. We go through it. I just played you clips. I explain. This is why they hate America. They hate the nation of immigrants, and here it is. They hate the Constitution. We went through it. That this is not a religious country. It's not. It's meant to be a secular nation with religious freedom. So, I'm not just throwing out hyperbolic pejoratives. And I'm not just saying it because I want to. I wish I was wrong. I wish they didn't hate this country. I wish they loved Jesus as much as they proclaim that they do. I really do. But we prove that again, just by his very action of praying in public. Proves he doesn't listen to the Savior he pretends to worship. Who told him right there? Don't pray in front of everybody, you moron. Get your stupid ass in the closet and pray. If you want to pray. Don't do it in front of everybody because you want a pat on the back. Oh, what a great guy who prays. Prove it. You know, when you do things, try doing something nice without expecting a pat on the back. But they can't do that. And yeah, oh God, it has not even started yet. And it already sucks. Right? It's beyond. It's like almost unbearable already. I can't wait. The only problem is, you know, I'll be 4 years older and more tired. Hopefully I won't still be saying, please become a patron every fucking 5 minutes. Maybe there'll be more patrons one day. It gets so frustrating. But, you know, in 4 years, I mean, I guess I will still be saying, please become a patron, but I just hope that there'll be more patrons. If there's not, maybe I should fuck off to Ireland. Finally. Maybe that's what I should do. I'll give myself a time frame. But what was I looking at? Hold on. The last thing. I had a couple other things. I was going to play this Megyn Kelly thing. I don't think we have time though. Because she wants to cancel an actress who criticized the dear leader. You know, because they're free speech absolutists, except when you freely speak. Then they want to cancel you, and they're all. I mean, she's talking about. I don't want to play it because I know I'm going to go off on a tangent, but because I want to get to these right wingers who are now all regretting their votes. But she's in her little tirade about canceling this actress who disrespected, in her eyes, the dear leader. She said that, oh, we should all come together, and without missing a beat, she says something about the Democrat Party, right? You see what I'm talking about? Well, why don't you start by saying the name of the Democratic Party, and we might consider you somewhat, at least a little bit sincere. They're not sincere, but okay. It's a one-way street. You know, compromise is a one-way street for them. These people are unfit. That's the other reason I hate everyone who voted for them, because what they have done to this country, that they've unleashed. You know, perjury trader Green, Lauren banned from the bowling alley Boebert, the screaming matches in the halls of Congress, the way that they behave in the halls of Congress, you know, besides defecating and urinating in the halls and giving that a pass, because he's gonna pardon them, right? And when he does, trust me, when I'm preparing myself for it psychologically, because I'm going to be infuriated. I'm already infuriated thinking of it. But the fact that, you know, if it were Antifa or Black Lives Matter, what do you think? Would they be pardoned? Would they be, or would they still be mopping up the blood? Of course. So in the aftermath of the election of a fascist, of the election of a tax cheating, draft dodging, convicted felon, convicted rapist, serial bankrupt con man with a fake university, a multi-level marketing vitamin scam, whose chief of staff said is fascist to the core, who has a fundamental disdain for American values, who left America the land of mass graves, 1 million corpses, and the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover. Okay, deemed by over 50 historians, judged by them, you know, who sent the mob to defecate and urinate in the halls of the Capitol because he's not man enough to respect the peaceful transfer of power that was good enough for George Washington, but not for traitor Trump, and deemed by over 50 historians to be the worst president in American history. But he's going to top that now. I guess he'll fall even further. He'll be worse and worse junior. But in the aftermath of the 2024 presidential election of a fascist, the national unity and acceptance blah, 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 rhetoric is a bit bullshit, of course, because we all know that if Harris won, they were going to declare victory anyway, and they were going to commit the same crimes. They were already, even that night, he was going on about lots of cheating going on, lots of cheating, right? And what did he say? Lawmen are on their way. Right, and that's the other thing. Oh, as far as the pundits, they're saying that Democrats need to stop playing identity politics, which this is driving me crazy too, because Democrats didn't play identity politics. What the fuck is that? What is that? Democrats didn't play identity politics. Give me one example where Harris mentioned her race and her gender. That was all Republicans talking about, oh, she turned black. Oh, she turned black, right? And others, we don't want to, even the Trumpanzee voter wouldn't vote for a woman. She never mentioned it. That's one of the things in her acceptance speech I remarked on, that she didn't even mention she's a woman. She's going to break the glass ceiling. That's not, they talk about identity politics. That's all Republicans play. All they do is pander to the poor, put upon straight white male. That's it. And if you ever mention anyone else, if you mention someone that maybe is not a straight white male, then you're playing identity politics, according to the media. Identity, but we all have an identity. So, of course you're playing identity politics. They're like appealing to Latinos, appealing to men, appealing to women with no fucking college education. What is that? It's the Democrats playing identity politics. It's such bullshit. It's such babyish, nonsensical nothing. It doesn't break anything down. It doesn't enlighten anything. What are they talking about? It's another example of, give me one example. Give me one example. Maybe I'll agree. But there's no examples. She's got to stop. The Dems need to stop playing identity politics. What's identity politics? Give me the example. Well, tell Republicans to stop pandering to straight white men and telling them they're under attack, that everyone hates them, that they're out to get them, and the poor put upon, straight white men. They're being left behind because they can't buy eggs or something, which is bullshit. They can all buy eggs, and they do. Fucking so sick of this shit. But you know what I'm saying? Identity politics. If you mention anybody that's all that the Republicans played, is identity. Look at me. You're a cat lady, and I'm in the hierarchy of the way life should naturally be. That was their message. You suck, and if you're not us, then you should get to working on being us. Fuck your identity. You got to be what we tell you to be. That's their identity politics. But it's always, it's Harris. She played it. Not Trump, though, right? Who all he did was tell them, just like Goebbels said, I think it was actually Hermann Goering. But he was talking about war. Oh, naturally, the people don't want war. you just tell them they're under attack and denounce the pacifists for lack of patriotism. Patriotism. It works the same in every country. But that's what they did with men. Tell them they're under attack and then denounce anyone trying to actually help them, help everybody, as, for their lack of patriotism. It works the same in every country. All right, hold on. We will win. I don't want to go through it. Become a patron. Thank you, Charlie, from APS Radio News. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat. Thank you, Haiku and Jim, for being moderators. My name is Tara Devlin. Follow me on Blue Sky, or I'll be very sad. I'll get the sads. I got the sads. Okay, so because I kept saying it, let me finish this. So groups of Americans are already regretting their vote. So based on, the last few days, it appears that some groups of dotards are already expressing regret over voting for traitor Trump. And according to the searches I've done, white women in swing states like Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania who voted for Trump are now reconsidering their support. Well, it's a little late, Bubby. It's a little late. And as I said earlier, if Harris had won 3 of those states, of the swing states, we would be welcoming an administration we could be proud of, not some bunch of grifters who are going to burn it all down and kill our kids in the meantime. Oh, that's the other thing. When kids get massacred in the next school shooting, they got nothing for you, honey, but thoughts and prayers. I guess that's what I'll have when they all lose their jobs. Thoughts and prayers. Latino voters who back traitor Trump are concerned about his immigration policies now. Yes, on Yahoo News, Donald Trump supporters are already finding out what their vote actually meant. So on Twitter, and somebody wrote, in light of the 2024 election results, some have been evoking a 2015 meme that pretty succinctly sums up the obvious harm that a voter for Donald Trump is likely to inflict on themselves. And of course, it is the old, I never thought the leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the leopards eating people's faces party. So other people said, there's a coworker who thought that Trump's plan to scrap the Department of Education wouldn't affect her special needs child who relies on its funding. You dumb bastard. So, yeah, somebody wrote, it's happened today. A coworker who is a white lesbian with a special needs child spoke about how she voted for the orange man because of her beliefs and faith. What does she believe? In nothing? She believes in absolutely nothing and has faith in a con man? Maybe she wanted to buy some magic beans at a discount and he thought he would give her a coupon code. She said she didn't know about his plans with the Department of Education. Please. That's what he talked about all the time. And she said he's not allowed to take away funding for special needs kids. Oh, honey. Oh, you dumb bitch. You sad, stupid maggot. Well, your poor special needs kids, thoughts and prayers there, honey. Hope you spent some nice sleepless nights worrying and despairing, just like half the country, right? That we wake up and worry about our friends, our family. No, but these people wouldn't give a second thought to others they only see the light when they think something affects them directly. And they should be ashamed. They really should. And hopefully they'll learn. Another Twitter user wrote, there's a MAGA cousin who found out, lo and behold, that grocery prices will likely increase. And my MAGA cousin, who voted for Trump's texts in the family group chat, she posted a bunch of crying faces. Then there's a Latino male Trump voter who was granted asylum, but didn't think that Trump's mass deportation promises would extend to family-oriented, undocumented immigrants like himself. Ah, sucker. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. There's the woman who thought that Trump's plans for Social Security only applied to immigrants. You know, the dirty immigrants eating the dogs, eating the cats, eating the pets. Who, of course, that's not true, but, you know. Should only apply to immigrants. Hey! Enough. As you can tell, Boudica woke up. Oh, stop it, you two. Come on. Booty, stop it. Leave Tara Jr. alone. Buddha, come here. Get inside. Get inside. Where is this? A lot of Trump regret. There's the people on the pro-Trump subreddit called, I monitor this subreddit, were surprised that Trump's cabinet's cabinet picks include Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. They said that's bad. Sorry, somebody wrote, but that is bad, like embarrassingly bad. And then someone else wrote, yeah, it is literally the worst pick I could have thought of. Also, has anyone stopped to consider the infighting has already caused and will cause is one of the exact fucking reasons not to do this? The party is pretty much united now with Trump. There are plenty of good and loyal AG picks. Gaetz is so importantly to potentially... Wait. What is he writing? Well, this is a maggot writing, so... It is Gaetz so important to potentially risk a riff to get him? And then I was looking on the conservative Twitter myself about that. And I'm not Twitter, on the conservative Reddit page. And you know what they're saying now? That Matt Gaetz, that these horrible picks like Gaetz and RFK Jr., that because they're all saying like he's, you know, ridiculous too. But that they're the sacrifice for the real, picks that he's gonna, he's playing 3D chess. He's gonna put he's gonna put the kooks out there, because he wants them to take the hit. Because that's how he thinks. He's a genius, who couldn't, in fact, keep a casino open. But okay, he went bankrupt in a casino. But okay. So let's see. MAGA neighbor came over and just a fascinating journey through the mindset. First, he was gloaty about how Trump was going to save the economy, whether I like it or not. And then annoyed that I said tariffs are dumb, and then sad when he learned that when he learned that he won't be able to afford what he said, that Trump is going to save everybody from Biden's eggs prices. incredible to watch a guy lose morale in real time, learning that actually the people around him will suffer more. Okay, let's see. My amazingly intelligent and brilliantly gorgeous girlfriend. This is from the Trump Reddit. What is this? There's a non-voter who committed... Wait, hold on. Sorry. There's a non-voter who commented on the pro-Trump subreddit and learned that mass deportations also apply to his amazingly intelligent and brilliantly gorgeous girlfriend, who just so happens to be here illegally from Colombia. So he wrote on the Trump subreddit, my amazingly intelligent and brilliantly gorgeous girlfriend happens to be here illegally. Happens to. Well, lock her up. Put her in a camp. She arrived here legally on a valid work visa. Worked hard. You know, she's a hard worker, like Trader Trump. And studied to receive her degree in engineering, and then we met. Before we met, her plan after her visa ran out was to enroll in school in Florida for the sole purpose of changing her status of her visa to be able to stay in legally. I live in Tennessee, though. Ugh, you dumb bastard. 2 whole years later, she's still here. She has a job and a car, and her car's insured. She doesn't receive any government help. Well, that makes her better than everybody else, I guess. She pays her own bills, and more importantly, she loves this country even more than 3/4 of the folks on the left. Fuck you. Our little podcast community loves this country more. In our little one little strand of hair than the entire Trumpanzee maggot Nuremberg rallies put together. That's for sure. And every single member of the Republican Party and the Trader Trump cult. That is for damn sure. And then he asks, is she getting deported too? But you know how he spelled it. Is she getting deported T-O? To where? Right? He doesn't know how to, his brilliant, amazingly gorgeous and intelligent girlfriend might know how to spell that. He would say to, as in also T-O-O, but not him, because he's a maggot, and they only read each other's poorly constructed sentences on the conservative Reddit or memes on Truth Social or Trader Trump's own feed, which is also filled with grammatical errors and misspelling. So where are you going to learn? They're not very smart. And then somebody wrote back, yes, your illegal Colombian girlfriend should also be deported. She overstayed on a valid work visa, which is still illegal. She should absolutely be deported. She has made zero effort to obtain legal status in this country. She is unlawfully in this country. Her education and work ethic is absolutely moot. That is not the point. See? They got the littlest violins for you. I'm dense. What happened to the Department of Education? Nothing, says another maggot. This is on the maggot subreddit. Its only purpose is to fund schools and give them advice. Education is a power reserved to the states. Me too. I voted for Trump, obviously. I mean, I'm not a idiot. As she's like picking her toenails with her teeth. I voted for Trump, obviously, and I agree with mostly everything, but I keep seeing stuff that's concerning me about this Department of Education and getting a little nervous as I have a child with IEP. Of course, it's always, something that affects them directly. They can never put themselves in anybody else's shoes, right? That's too woke for them. That's too much. That's too much e pluribus unum, we the people. These fucking people. I need someone who is smart on this topic to reassure me that everything will be okay. And not without the fear mongering. Oh, come on, Tara Jr. He just jumped up and hit the back button on the thing I was reading. All right, sit down. Sit down, sir. Sirs. To sir with love. Okay. And then they wrote, it'll be left to the states to manage and fund, like abortion. Yeah, right. Okay. So move to a state like California. If your state doesn't offer the education you want, yeah, that's what you do. You just pick up and move. Because we have all different laws in all different states. That's the way it is. You got freedom here, no freedom there. That's the way it is. Bibles in the schools here, freedom over there, nobody, that's the way we like it. It's the Articles of Confederation again that were abolished, but they want, whatever. We're going right back to the Dark Ages anyway. So, fuck it. Uh-oh, wait a minute, Junior. He's not helping. Let's see. A true story. One of my employees, a former DACA recipient who became a U.S. citizen through marriage, recently shared his reasons for voting for Trump. Scumbag. He should burn in hell, okay? Before he's going to drag us all there, though, with him. His parents, who are undocumented, have worked hard to make a life here. His father in construction and his mother in medical equipment manufacturing. Despite the risks, he feels the need to protect them, especially now. His choice to support Trump was driven by concerns over inflation. You stupid, self-flagellating, stupid Stockholm suffering syndrome. What the fuck am I saying? Stockholm syndrome suffering sucker. Dumb bastard. I hate these people. I really do. Over inflation. Well, move somewhere and you'll see, the price of eggs were not that bad here. Move. Get the fuck out. Go back to where the fuck you came from. See how the inflation was there. Except now, when you're going to have a so-called president, and, you'll have President Musk and the clown show of traitors and sycophants who won't pull a hair for you or your family. A DACA recipient. Isn't it just like maggots to climb the ladder that Democrats, liberals, normal people work in spite of conservatives, work to provide for them, to climb that ladder and then pull it up behind them? Isn't that just like a maggot? They are sick people. They're very, I can't repeat it enough. I hope they get what's coming to them. And I will happily offer my thoughts and prayers, but the good people are going to get hurt. Good people. And that's not them. They're not good people. His choice to support Trump was driven by concerns over inflation, which he believes made it increasingly hard for his parents to make ends meet on their wages. Well, what the fuck? Why didn't they beg a billionaire to trickle on them? Maybe if they begged another 30 years, one would trickle on them. It's inflation. It's not the kiss up, kick down Reaganomics and the tax code that funnels money into the hands of the rich like Elon Musk, who will only use it to buy politicians and buy government, not for you or your stupid family or their stupid eggs that they want to buy, and make it hard for making ends meet. Well, why don't you stop slitting your own throat, you stupids? This is so goddamn infuriating. He wasn't aware of the mass deportation narrative, except that's what they were chanting at the Nuremberg rally, RNC, with professionally printed signs in bulk, chanting mass deportation now, until he started getting, listen to this, until he started getting texts from people saying, pack your bags. Isn't that nice? That's his fellow maggot friends. People not realizing he's actually a U.S. citizen now. Well, you want to know somebody, look at their friends. That's who you're hanging out with. People who, when their dear leader wins, they start sending messages, text messages to people they think might have darker pigment and might be illegal, and they start terrorizing them, abusing them. And that's exactly what happened right after the election, right? Something just went off in here. It just sounds weird now, like some air went off or something. Got quiet. And yeah, well, I'm sure you saw that the what do you call it? The next day, black people all over the country were receiving texts telling them to report to their nearest plantation. They're going to be picked up to go to the plantation. I mean, like, congratulations, maggots. That's who you voted for. You're in league with Nazis, the American Nazi Party, David Duke, the KKK, Nick Fuentes, all these horrible people, and America's enemies abroad, like Putin, Xi, Kim Jong-un, all those people that hate democracy. He wasn't aware of the mass deportation narrative until he got text messages from people saying, pack your bags. Now, it says people who sent him that, they didn't realize he's actually a U.S. citizen now, but his parents aren't. And he started researching it, and now he is utterly terrified for his two parents. Well, congratulations, you stupid sucker. That's what you do. That's how you thank your parents, right? Oh, isn't that the 10 Commandments? Honor thy father and mother. That's how you honor them. You get them deported because of your dumbness. Unbelievable. All right, listen. Somebody better become a patron, or I'm going to be very upset. Or, I don't know, write a good review of the show on iTunes. Share the show with your friends. Do something. Do something for the liberal media today. Have you done something for the liberal media today? The real liberal media? Because we are on the right side of history. We are on the right side of decency. Oops, sorry, I just knocked Tara Jr. in the face with my phone. Decency, dignity, democracy. Come on, Junior. Humanity. We Stick together. We win. Right, Tara Jr.? Right? Right? All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Tara Jr.'s now rubbing on the microphone. It's hard to see. There's his face. I should do that all show. Like have a split screen with the cats. That might help. Hey, Junior, look over here. Thank you for hanging out tonight, everybody. I love you. We will have a show during the week, hopefully. Maybe we'll get together with Robin again. That's always fun. I like that. I like those shows. Maybe I keep threatening it, but we gotta open the phones. Would you guys call in? That'd be nice. Maybe we'll do it on Wednesday with Robin. She's got a good phone system. What are you looking at, Junie? Junie. Look at him. I got him a new tag. They all got new tags and new collars with their names on it. So they all know their names now. Ow, you bit me. Okay, my friends, thank you for hanging out. I will see you. If somebody becomes a patron and gives the show a good review, that'll be good. I'd be appreciated. Appreciate that. Oh, he's stepping on the damn thing now. God damn it. You see, he turned the thing off. I can't even see. Oh boy. Now it's frozen. Like Madonna's song, Frozen. Alright. My name is Tara Devlin. Thank you for hanging out. And I will see you next week, during the week. All right, guys? Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, Charlie, as always. Thank you, Jim and Haiku, for being moderators in the chat room. I love you all. And if you have any good movie suggestions or TV shows, that helps. I send them along. We have a Discord page too. You can always contact me there on the messages, or find me on Blue Sky. Well, maybe I'll put it on here. Where's the Blue Sky? The blues of the skies. It's getting blue sky in here. Let me see. I'm Tarabuster on Blue Sky. Where is it? Tarabuster, yes. I'll put it here. It's good, actually. I don't know. I need more followers. I'll post the show up there, too. It's nice to, not have to deal with Nazis and bots and shit. And porno coming at you. It's just like, it's so disgusting. That's what they do. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I wish I was wrong, but they simply destroy everything. Turn something nice into a sewer. All right, my friends. Twisted Nerves Painty says, I will miss next Friday. All right, you're excused. But I hope to see you next time. All right, guys, I love you all. And Twisted Nerves Painting also has a show, so subscribe to his show. It's really good. Showing crafts and painting and cat videos. You can't go wrong. Oh, nice. Twisted Nerves Painting is going to be in a painting competition next weekend. That's awesome. You should. I can't wait to hear all about it. Tell us all about it. And good luck. Good luck. All right, my friends. I love you all, and I will see you during the week.